he set a foot, so he comes in forward, that foot will get swept. So a lot of time what I say is you step over this side and jab. Boom, like that. See the difference? Now, that foot is not out of my reaching distance, but he's still able to land that jab. Versus he steps forward and he jab, boom. You see that? Then that becomes a sweep. Lots of times when let's say I have a line on my center, right? What I see a lot is people do a jab, especially when you try to increase the distance when I step forward. This is what people do, right? They'll step forward and they'll jab, right? Not saying that's wrong. A lot of times that can create an easy angle for the foot sweep because of foot position, I'm stepping forward. So instead, I'm actually stepping off the angle like that. You can see it, so step off and I jab. So let's say, can I borrow you, sir? Let's say he stepped forward and he jabs. So boom, he set a foot, so he comes in forward, that foot will get swept. So a lot of time what I say is you step over this side and jab. Boom, like that. See the difference? Now, that foot is not out of my reaching distance, but he's still able to land that jab. Versus he steps forward and he jab, boom. You see that? Then that becomes a sweep. So you have to kind of sort of be aware that how I step. Especially when I step, sometimes people step across the center line. And that's gonna be a huge, mistake because then you're gonna get swept. So when I step forward, when I jab, I'm sort of moving my body off the angle. And when I jab, sometimes I'll let my pinky go slightly higher. Because if I kind of drop my hand like this, you wanna think about hitting with the two big knuckle right here. So the hand rotation is important. If I drop my hand like this, not only my shoulder drops, there's nothing covering my face. And then sometimes I'll hit towards the pinky, right? So I wanna think about making a big contact with the two knuckles. So step and I jab. Same thing when I cross, I'll move up the side. And I cross, I sort of wanna rotate my body like this. This side of my hand should be always protected, but don't drop. So instead of doing this, I want you guys to go 1 and 2. Now once you have this, think about this. I'm gonna turn my knee first before I rotate out. Most of the time people go 1, 2, they'll rotate like this. The foot goes like that. That same thing goes here, you can get swept. So the first thing you wanna think about is rotate your knee, protect the center line. Okay, versus you do this and you pivot and you rotate back. There's a huge difference right there. Okay, so emphasize on the angle change. So you go 1 and you rotate, knee turn, body turn. You see my rear foot? If my rear foot crosses the center line, same thing will happen. You get swept. Then your foot's gonna lose balance. So every time we move, boom. Same stance as you were doing this, right? Knee rotate and then body rotates. Okay, guys? All right, let's go, come on.